Okay, 8F question number 1, factorise each of the quadratic expressions. So I want two numbers that add together to give me the middle number 6, and the same two numbers that multiply to give me the last number 8. And I'm thinking that that's going to be 4 times 2 gives 8, and 4 plus 2 gives 6, so 4 and 2 are my numbers. I will show you the long way, which does grouping first. Then from here on, I'm going to use the shortcut. So I've got x squared plus, instead of writing 6x, I'm going to replace that with 4x plus 2x, and then I've got plus 8. So I'm separating my 6x into 4x and 2x because those are the two numbers that I worked out, added to give 6 and multiplied to give 8. Looking at the first two terms, I've got a common factor of x plus 4. And looking at the last two terms, I've got a common factor of 2, x plus 4. And then I can see that in these two terms, x plus 4 is a common factor, and that leaves me with x plus 2. So that's the factorised form, and you'll notice that the 4 and the 2 are the two numbers inside the brackets. So I'm not going to include this grouping line anymore. So looking at question part 2, two numbers that when you multiply them equal 2, and when you add them equal 3. I'm thinking the two numbers are 2 times 1 gives 2, and 2 plus 1 gives 3, so the answer is x plus 2 and x plus 1. Looking at question 2a, I'm looking for two numbers that when you add them, give me the middle number 8, and when you multiply them, give me 12. So I'm thinking 6 and 2. 6 times 2 gives 12. 6 plus 2 gives 8. So I'm looking at x plus 6 and x plus 2 as being my factorised number. Looking at 3a, I'm looking for two numbers that when you add them give me 3, but when you multiply them give me negative 4. Now, because I've got a negative 4 as my multiplication, one of them has to be positive and one of them has to be negative. So I'm probably looking at 4 and 1 and 4 and 1. And since I need a 3 here, the negative is going to go on the 1, so that 4 minus 1 is 3, and 4 times negative 1 gives negative 4. So my answer will be x plus 4 and x minus 1. And looking at 4b, I'm looking for two numbers that when you add them together give negative 6, and same two numbers when you multiply them give positive 5. So since the addition has to be negative, but the multiplication is positive, they both must be negative, and they have to be 5 and 1. So negative 5 and negative 1, negative 5 and negative 1. Negative 5 times negative 1 does give positive 5, and negative 5 plus negative 1 does give negative 6, so x minus 5 and x minus 1 are going to be the two numbers.